everyone, to Mindful Mondays with Laura Cross, where we are your resource for education, connection, and collaboration to support you on your wellness journey. And I would like to start by thanking our sponsors, Santa Papa John and White Sands Premier Travel. These sponsored appearances is what makes Mindful Mondays with Laura Cross possible. And I would like to welcome the delightful Santa Papa John as our special guest. He is more than just a beloved holiday figure. Santa Papa John is a master storyteller bringing joy and magic to audiences of all ages. And this Santa stays busy all year round. He's a compassionate advocate for our nation's veterans. He does personalized video services that create joyful, lasting memories tailored to each individual's or business's unique needs. And he's a magical storytelling for children, and the list goes on. This is one busy Santa. And Santa Papa John, I am so glad that you could join us today.
Ho, 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 ho. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. And what an awesome introduction. I almost feel like I'm on the big crown chair at the top of the castle. Thank you.
You always are. So how long have you been doing this?
Do you want the Santa version or do you want my version?
You can do either.
Well,
your choice. It's Santa's choice.
Santa's been around for 1,753 years, and he's the #1 most promoted character in the world. Did you know that?
I have no doubt. Yep.
Now, for me, my version of Santa is it's truly changed my life, and I'm going into year number 7.
That is awesome. What inspired you to become Santa Papa John?
Well, that one's easy. When I met my new wife, she said, I didn't meet John, I met Santa. And I went, yeah, there's more to the story than that. But she's the one that transformed me into Santa. And I can honestly say it has changed my world. Because we all know that there is a pretty goofy world out there that we're living in. And there are, unfortunately, a lot of people that are still unhappy with their lives, unhappy with their surroundings, so they don't have a reason to smile. So I can come into the situation, I can get out of a car, walk around a corner, get into a meeting like this, thank you very much, and I make people smile. And we need more of that in this world.
Yes, we do. I was going to say, Christmas used to always be my favorite time. I know I had shared with you that I actually had lost my husband 4 days before Christmas, but I got to say, just seeing you and being around you, it makes my cheeks hurt because you can't help but to smile when you see Santa.
Well,
at least I can.
Wonderful. That's good. I mean, unfortunately, you had a situation that you could not control.
Correct.
That put a damper on your Christmas festivities and your feelings towards Christmas. But hopefully our conversation and our friendship that is developing every day, getting better and better, that I can bring some cheer into your life and bring some positive happiness. And we all need sometimes more of that.
Yes, we do. You definitely do. What do you love most about being Santa Papa John?
Oh, seeing the smiles on people's faces, hearing the stories. And it's not just children that love to tell me stories or give me smiles. I've had 92-year-old young great-grandmothers sitting on my knees, giggling and laughing. And when you interact with people of all ages, that creates a story and it creates a positive, happy, joyful memory. And we need to create more of those. And a lot of those do happen around the Christmas season. But, we can share stories and we can share ideas to have more happy, positive, joyful memories throughout the year as well.
Absolutely. Do you want to share with us some of those things that you are doing? Because I know you've got a lot going on.
Oh, where do we want to start?
Oh, we'll start with one. We got time. We're going to go through them all.
So. Well, there we go. How, I had another profession that I did many things with. And then I started doing Santa, and of course I started off with the home visits and the daycares and the businesses and creating happy, joyful, positive memories for all those people. But then I had an opportunity to take this to the next level and to do it full time. Well, I started thinking to myself, how am I going to work it that Santa is available year round and that he can create some excitement for different activities year round? Well, everybody has a birthday. So I
Yeah.
started off with birthdays, and birthdays are year around. So, it's kind of cool when you make a birthday video for, little Billy who's turning 5 in the middle of March, and all of a sudden Santa appears on the screen wishing him happy birthday. He's now the coolest kid in school because he had Santa coming to visit him at his birthday party to create a happy birthday customized video just for that little Billy. Or it could be for Aunt Mary. There's no age limit to having birthday greetings. I've done them for 2 to 82 so far.
Nice. So, and we have talked a little bit about some of that before previously. Can you share a memorable moment or interaction that you had with a child?
Oh, one of the interesting ones that I do remember was when we were starting to deal with that wonderful um, disease that controlled the world there for the last 4 or 5 years. And I was working with a photographer, and mom and this young man come into the studio to get pictures with Santa. And of course, I'm all in my red suit sitting on the Christmas throne and getting pictures with all the kids. Well, him and his mom had masks on. And I was not wearing a mask. I had done some background stories and some readings and stuff like that, and I believed in my whole heart that the children didn't pass on this stuff that we were dealing with. So I looked at mom and I said, I'm sitting up here, he can come up and sit on my knee, and it's your choice, his choice, whether he continues to wear the mask or not. And she said, "You're okay with not wearing?" I said, "Absolutely. I've been doing this all day, and I'm not worried. I've been doing it now for over a month." So she looked at little Johnny or whatever his name was. I can't remember the name at that time, and she said, "Well, you're 7 years old, and I want you to feel comfortable." But she says, let me just tell you this. When you're 15 years old and I'm showing the pictures to your 15-year-old friends that you had the opportunity to take pictures with Santa, do you want them with your mask on or off? And he looked at mom and there was no hesitation. He went, whack! He ripped it right off and he said, of course, mama, I don't want pictures with my mask on. Let's do this. So that was that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I still remember it. That was so much fun. And the reality of it is, mom gave him the choice, but mom explained to him where it would be kind of not very popular or a comfortable position to be when she started sharing these pictures when he was a teenager. So that was one of my fondest memories.
That is wonderful. And you have one when you were just toying with the idea, I believe, of being Santa that I thought was me because Santa does go shopping and he does go in the malls, and I'm sure you get a lot of reactions when you're out and around.
The story you were implying is how my wife convinced me to be Santa Claus. And she said, "Here's a handful of candy cane. Next time you're going into the mall and you see some children that are misbehaving, go talk to them." So I was in. It wasn't a mall. It was one of the big box stores that, I could hear these kids squawking off to mom or a couple aisles over. And I went, well, I'm in a big black jacket. I got black pants on and I got black tennis shoes on. There was no red and white on me anywhere except the big old white beard that, everybody notices. So I giggled to myself and I said, well, here's my golden opportunity to see if it really works. So I walked around the corner and there's three little kids in a cart and mom's shopping for them. And of course they're going, wah, 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 wah. And of course, all I said was, hey, are you supposed to be talking back to mom like that? And I shut up. And the kids looked at me, they looked at mom, they looked at me, they looked at mom and looked at me. Their eyes went about this big and they went, Santa, what are you doing here? I said, I'm hearing some kids squawking back to mom and they're working their way to the naughty list. Well, their mouths went about, this big and their eyeballs went about this big. And no, no, we want to be on the nice list. Well, I said, you better apologize to mom because she's here shopping for you guys. And of course, sorry, Santa. I said, no, no, not to me, to mom. You got to apologize to mom. So they apologized to mom, and we talked a few more minutes about that interaction. And then I looked at mom because you have to ask mom for permission. Can they have a candy cane? And of course, she said yes. So I said, now remember, children, I might walk around the corner tomorrow when you're shopping with mom. So that means you got to start behaving a little bit better than you are now. Oh, we will. We promise. We promise. We'll behave. So I handed them all a candy cane and I said, okay, Santa's got to leave now. He's got to go, do some shopping or visiting or whatever I happen to say. So I walked around the corner and of course, mom chased after me and she said, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think you just made shopping enjoyable for the rest of the afternoon. Santa was born, and I have not looked back since. And it's truly been a blessing to my life. It has truly changed my life. And, be able
I,
to interact with people as the persona of Santa Claus. Of course, they're looking for the bigger than life character that I'm trying to do my best to fulfill those requirements. It has truly changed my life and it's created a lot of positive interactions with many people.
and I will guarantee you, I'm sure you have changed many other people's lives too. And it's amazing that you do that. So you do customize storytelling for people. How do you come up with the stories to tell? Do they have special meaning to you?
Well, that's just something new I've started in the last couple months, because I was trying to build my social media up a little bit more, and someone said, hey, you really want it to explode. This is one way to do it. Start reading stories. So, I use a little bit of AI to help me create some of the stories, but I come up with some of the ideas and some of the thoughts, and then anybody that's used a little bit of AI, they can put that in there and create a story that is one of a kind. There's many famous Christmas stories, and the cool part about this, Laura, is I'm getting introduced to authors, to writers that are writing Christmas stories. So I will be here in the next little while reading some stories written by true life authors. And I'm getting really excited about that because I'm going to be able to help them out in their business, but it's going to give me an opportunity to tell a story that mom and dad can actually go to the store and buy this story. So that's opening up a lot of different ideas. But the idea that I love that is creating a lot of happy, smiling faces, positive ideas is I'm going to custom create a story for the families out there, one at a time, with their children's names actually inputted into that story. Now, can you imagine what the kids are going to do when I'm reading a story to mom and dad and the children, and all of a sudden I read their names in that story as they're watching me on the screen? Well, the kids are going to go absolutely bananas, and you think that the next time they see their friends, they're going to be going, you know what happened to me the other night? I got a story read to me by Santa that had my name in that story. Now, talking about a wildfire situation at school, that's going to be a lot of fun to see how that transpires. And I'm looking
Yeah.
so forward to doing that.
Oh, yeah, because their eyes get really big. They light up. So I think it's great that you're doing this. I've known a lot of Santas. I know there's Santa schools and they all set up and, do the malls and stuff, but you are taking it to such new heights. And I remember when my niece and my nephew were younger, we had a place where you could drive through the Christmas lights.
Yep.
And you tried not to let them see you, but you put their names on a paper and you stuck it to the outside of the car because you drove through. And when they use their names, they look like, oh, they know. It's like it just keeps the Christmas magic alive,
And
right?
that's the whole part of this story that we're talking about. Children have an imagination that is unbelievable, and we're just feeding more opportunity to increase that imagination. Now, we've all had the imagination all of our lives, but wouldn't it be cool if we can add to it at the beginning of the lives? What is that going to create down the road? That the children are going to use those imaginations to be the next, what, Albert Einstein, the next Helen Keller, the next, Dr. Somebody,
Yep.
without giving anybody hope and positive comments and activities, that feeds to a lifetime of more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a beautiful thing that you're doing. So, what impact do you hope the storytelling has on the children and their families? I know we've talked about it a little bit, but overall, what do you hope to see happen with this?
Oh, I would love to see if the parents would record the children's faces as I'm reading this story to them and they hear their names. That would be very fun to watch and see how the kids react. So
Yeah.
what am I hoping to cause? Good question. The only thing I can think of is it's going to create a lifetime of family time, positive, happy, joyful memories that they will be able to share year after year with their families as they grow up. And hopefully, maybe I'll create some interesting traditions for some of these families. Because we all know at Christmas time, there are many family, an emphasis, family traditions that are being swept under the carpet because of technology, because of I don't have time, or mom's working Christmas Eve, or dad's working Christmas Eve. Unfortunately, we're at a time in our existence on this earth where a lot of families, both both parents have to work two jobs sometimes to make ends meet and to give the children the extra little dance school, hockey school, whatever activity that the children are lucky enough to participate in. I was going to say they want, well, all kids want to participate in something, and unfortunately, sometimes mom and dads cannot afford that. So by doing this, maybe I'm creating another opportunity that the family can share together.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do so many wonderful things, and I know you do things. It was called Veteran Services to a Veteran Services Tuesday, which we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about what it really means to be Santa approved. But we are going to take a quick break from a word from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
ho, ho, Santa Papa John coming at you loud and clear for a Monday morning. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Are you Santa approved? What does that mean? Well, you meet Santa's criteria and you become an official member of his workshop, being a glorified elf. How cool would that be? Let's get you Santa approved. I'd love to have a discussion with you. Talk to you soon. Ho, ho, ho.
So before we get into Santa approved, I know you are very passionate about our veterans, and you have an initiative called Veteran Services Tuesday. So why is that important to you, and why did you start that initiative?
Well, first of all, that was an amazing set of commercials. I want to go on a cruise now.
Well,
And I hope,
we should do that. We will put together a Santa cruise.
well, there are some cruises out there that already do that, but I mean, everybody out in your audience needs to book a cruise with you, because that was a wonderful advertisement that shows some very unique places. So yes, Mindful Tuesdays for our veterans. We all have heard the stories that the veterans in our wonderful country of ours do not get the services that they need, which is a really sad state of affairs, considering this is the biggest and the best country in the world to live in, and these veterans don't hesitate to sign their name on the dotted line to go support and to defend our country. But I've talked to a lot of veterans lately, and they're all telling me the same thing, that the VA, yes, they provide services, but they have such a long waiting list, and sometimes they don't provide the necessary services that our veterans need. Now, I'm not getting technical. I'm not picking on anybody, but let's try that again. There are many veterans out there that are starting up businesses. There's veteran groups, there's veteran organizations that are providing services to our veterans. And what an awesome idea to help a fellow brother or sister out, because they all knew how to look after each other's back when they were wherever they were. But now back here, they're still doing the same thing. Now, one of the biggest things that I have come across is there's no national list of services out there that are available to our different veterans. So you have Billy over here and you have Steve over here, and they're 100 miles apart away. They're butting heads against each other because they're trying to raise money to keep their own organization going. But Mary only has so much money to donate. Which one is she going to donate? Meanwhile, they provide two totally different services, so why don't they get together? Oh, wait, they don't know about each other. And that's the biggest thing is I'm finding is there's no national list out there for people to go look and see what's available where. So I am comprising a list, hopefully a nationwide list, of services that are available to help our veterans out. Now, my first goal is, of course, is to get 10 of these organizations or companies for every state that is out there. That would be an awesome goal. Now, during the conversation, one gentleman said, "Oh wait, there is a national list, but they charge $5,000 a year to be on this list." Now, I haven't double checked this myself. I'm just going by what I've been told, and someone else has agreed with that statement. So I'm going to charge them a whopping $10 a month to be on my list. And if they can't afford that, I'm going to donate one of my family stories to them so they can raffle it off, or donate. Someone will donate to buy that story time. That will cover the cost of this $10. And then
Nice.
I'm going to donate a couple pages on my website, excuse me, that be able to put all this list on my new website. So I want to help our veterans out. So people out in your audience, send me an email, get a hold of me if you know someone that has some kind of organization or some kind of company that helps our veterans. That would be amazing. And you never know, you might get a nice little gift back for helping Santa out.
Yes. I was going to say that is a very nice thing that you're doing because, as I say, there's a lot of times where we could be in each other's backyards, but you just don't know.
Absolutely. And if I remember right, you are a veteran, so thank you for your service.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So yeah, and we need something more of that, coming together. I mean, because you always have the services always have their own stereotypes of this, but we were all there to do a job. So
Yep.
there really shouldn't be a competition between them.
No, no, there
But
shouldn't be.
yeah.
Should be. No.
So what has been the most rewarding experience in supporting veterans that you've had so far?
Just meeting the different veterans and hearing some of the stories. I'll tell you one. I'm pretty. I got a pretty good following on TikTok, and I met this young gentleman, and I'll call him a gentleman. 25 years old. He had done 4 tours overseas already. Had signed up for his fifth one. I mean, God bless this young man, and I hope he's doing very well today. I haven't talked to him for a couple weeks, but he reached out to me and he said, "You know, Santa," he said, "I'm still the same guy inside." But he says, my brain is a little bit mixed up these days. I said, when was the last time you seen a psychologist? He said, I'm on the waiting list. It's like 4 months. And he said, I'll probably be out on my next deployment when that appointment comes up. But he says, I want you to do me a favor, or can you do me a favor? And I says, name it. Here's my phone number. Anytime you want to talk, I said, I'll be here. I would rather hear you than read about you. And he said, I cannot tell my mom and dad or my brother and sister how I am still the same man that they knew, but I can't say anymore. He said, would you make me up a video with the words that I give you to tell them that I still love them and I'm still trying to be the best big brother, the best big sister, best son that I can be, but I just can't say those words anymore. And I want to tell them that I love them very dearly. Would you make this video up? And I says, without a hesitation, of course I will. He said, I'll pay you for it. And I says, we'll cross that bridge after. So I made up this nice little video for him and sent it to him, and he showed mom and dad and the rest of his family members. And unfortunately, I made them cry, which, was the down part about it. But I got the story to mom and dad and his family what he couldn't say. So I'm very proud that I was able to help that young man. And when he said, how much do I owe you? I said, nothing. I said, you are a soldier that needed Santa's help. And I said, I was very proud to offer that assistance. And I said, that's no charge.
Yeah, and it could also have been kind of tears of joy a little bit that you were able to bridge that gap, because there is a gap, as I understand. I was never personally deployed, but I've been around a number of people that are deployed, and it's difficult. The things that they see and go through that's locked in their head that they don't share, and other things, and it changes. And sometimes people that are not on that side of it, it's hard to relate to.
Oh yes, absolutely. And you said the magic words there, that they seen things that they can't share. Well, it's busting out, but they can't share it with certain people,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have the resources to share, to get those stories off their brain cells for sometimes a long time. And we all know that we all hear the stories, and we all have life stories of our own where things happen to us that we can't share to everybody else, and it eats us up. And if you're not having the ability to have a conversation with somebody to share, it can eat you up pretty good. And we need to help these soldiers, male or female, because both of them are deployed over there. They don't care. And they both come back with sometimes ugly stories.
Yes, they do. And I want to thank you very much for that initiative and what you're doing.
Well,
It's very special.
I hope it's a success. I hope I start building the names, and I hope I start building the list.
Yeah.
And again, I will ask your audience, if you know someone that has an organization or has a business, please send them my way, santapapajohn@gmail.com, or you can check out my website. And I'd love to have a conversation and get these people on these lists.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have a thing called, as we saw in your video, Are You Santa Approved? And you want to tell the audience a little bit how that came about and what it means.
Well, it started out as a joke, believe it or not, but the power of network meetings. We all run businesses, or the people that do run businesses understand what network marketing is all about. It's meeting your friends, your acquaintances, your competition, or whoever. You're meeting someone to share your business about. So I'm involved with this meeting that I do every Thursday morning, and it's a great meeting with a great bunch of people, and I've made videos for all of them. And we were sitting around chatting after the meeting was over, and someone said, Santa, we've got to come up with a way that you actually show that you actually like us. And of course, we all giggled and laughed, and we started throwing around words, and someone said, Santa approved. And I went, that sounds very interesting. Say that again, Santa approved. And I went, are you Santa approved? Wow, that struck a bell with me. And I went up and talked to my wife and told her about it. And she sent the granddaughter an SOS message right away going, Santa's got an SOS call after work. So she called after work, and we explained to her the scenario. And she designed up a badge for me that everybody is falling in love with. Now, what does it mean to be Santa approved? Well, Santa's been around for 1753 years, is the most marketed character in the world. So, like the marketing people that I've been talking to go, who does not want to be affiliated with Santa? Now, especially when it comes to the holiday season, businesses get all excited. They put their decorations out and they do this, that, and everything else. But I thought, you know what? Why don't we take that a step up? Because everybody is happy and joyful and excited for Christmas. Why can't they take that and share that year round? So I come up with a game plan, as you may say, and figured out some criteria. So, you know, do they give back? Are they resourceful? Do they help out the community? All these positive things to help other people out from a business perspective.
Right.
So, I come up with this idea. So then I've got the badge that everybody loves. So then they can sign up on my website. And there's 5 questions that are yes or no, and 2 questions that are 2 sentences long. So I had to, create some standards, and I have to eliminate, the drugs and the alcohol and the cigarettes, and of course the lawyers. We don't want lawyers, but we need to have some accountability to some standards for these businesses that want to become Santa approved. Now, it's not just businesses that pertain that help children out. I want businesses that help people out. So that opens up the doors to a lot of different businesses that have the giving heart, the excitement for Christmas, the excitement to help their fellow person out on different circumstances. So, I charge a very small fee for it, and you can become Santa approved, and then you get to have one of my badges on your website, on your social media, But the cool part is about it, Laura, is I get to make a video with you or the business to promote their business. Now, wouldn't it be cool that Santa is on your marketing team promoting your business? So I've come up with
Absolutely.
some neat ideas to market this, and I'm getting people signing up from all over the world. I don't just market in the United States. In fact, I've talked to 19 different countries in the last 10 days. Australia, Canada, and the US are my hotspots right now, but quite a few countries and people from Europe are catching on, and we all know how big Christmas season is over in Europe.
Yep.
You get the Germans where they have the great big Christmas markets, and everybody that is anybody, they know about Christmas market. They talk about the big ones in Germany. So they're
I've
they're
I've been to those. They are beautiful. You get very unique things. But yes.
there you go. So, I'm excited to get people to sign up to become, you know, I emphasize all the time the power of network marketing. When I first started doing things, I used to think outside of the box. Everybody says they think outside the box to be different. Well, one person said to me, Santa, don't you give away gifts? I says, yes. So don't you think outside of the gift box? It's a play on words that I use for a lot of my marketing. And it's really caught the people's eyes. You know, when I have brightly colored shirts like this, because my wife is a very talented seamstress, I've got about 25 of these shirts. She makes my suits. So, and I wear the hat all the time. And of course, you can't disguise the beard. It's been there a long time. And what I like to say is I can't disguise it. So I got to utilize it, right?
Right.
And I make people smile. But when I get into network marketing meetings, and every now and then someone will jump in between the speakers and say, "Hey, why is Santa in here? Look at it, Santa's I need to talk to Santa." And that's the the creating of the controversy or the conspiracy or the I need to talk to that guy because why is he here? What is he doing differently? And that's the power of networking is when you stand out from the crowd, you are going to be successful. And we all have our business ideas. Now, granted, I am no marketing major. I'm a truck driver by heart. I've done 3 million miles in a big truck. But Laura, like you are doing to me, you're asking me some amazing questions. Never be scared to ask a question. Because the old proverbial, there is no stupid, dumb question. The only stupid, dumb question out there is the one that doesn't get asked. So, for the business people out there watching this, if you have a unique idea, take a chance, be bold, try your hardest. Because if you have the passion in your heart to succeed, you will find a way to succeed. You will try and be different. You'll try and be positive. You'll try and think of different ways because the old proverbial, we've seen it many times. There's a bottle of water. I know everybody's on the green bandwagon lately that you shouldn't be drinking water, but I'll use this for. There's not one brand out there of bottled water. There's 5,000, but they all have the same thing inside them. They're water. But what makes them stand out from the next one is they're different because they got different packaging on them, they have different advertising on them, they have different promotions on them. And that's what your business people can do, and that's what you can do, Laura. You crapped your pants on the idea of what I'm gonna do a TV show. No freaking way. I can't do that. But you talked to enough people that said, hey, this is a great idea. This is how you take the baby steps. This is what you do. and you eventually opened the door to an amazing show with amazing guests. And now look at you. You're, I don't know how many episodes you've done now, but you come up with a unique idea of marketing. You've come up with some great ideas, some great questions, and now your audience is building. And now you got Santa on it, and you go, 6 months ago, I would have never thought of having Santa on my show.
I would not have.
Probably not, but the cool thing is you took a chance on yourself.
I did.
And
We have over 52 or almost about 60 episodes in now.
that's amazing. And the first one you went, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't do
So
this.
if anyone watches the first one, which is still available on the YouTube channel, you will tell the difference between starting out and where we are now and watching things morph and change as you go along. But we all do that. And it's one of the things I love about your Santa Approved is they're kind, big-hearted people that are not just in business, but like you said, they're helping others, they're helping other people. And most people that are like that want to be in business or connected with other like-minded or like-hearted people.
Well, I'll add a next statement to that one. We all know that there's business people out there that, for whatever reason, they have a very wrong attitude when they're in business. They're not happy. They're grumpy, and the things aren't going right. And whatever the case may be, I want my community to be happy and positive and cheerful, to pass that on to the next business person. And wouldn't it be cool that when Laura signs up, and I've got 400 other followers, I don't have them yet, I'm working on it, but if 400 people were already signed up and part of the community, and you sign up, and all of a sudden within the next week, you've got 400 new followers, because that's going to be part of my criteria that we help the next new person out. Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, that would be some serious power to the idea of positive networking.
Absolutely. I always say we can do more together than by ourselves. So, and I know they're
Absolutely.
coming your way.
Well, I'm hoping so. I keep getting the conversation, and I having the conversation with people that go, I absolutely love what you're doing. You're unique, you're special, and you stand out. Well, those three things right there is going to differentiate me and you, Laura, from anybody else. If everybody was the same bottle of water, would we buy the same bottle of water? You know?
Yep.
And I mean, that's why there's 200 million websites out there, or maybe I'm short on numbers, I don't know. But we try and figure out what makes us different from the next person, what makes us help the next person out. And if we all learn to help each other a little bit more, we'd all succeed even more than we are.
Absolutely. Yep. What advice would you give to someone looking to spread joy in their own community?
Don't be the Grinch. That's the simplest way to say it. Don't be a Grinch. Be happy, be cheerful, be positive. And of course, helping the fellow person with a chore that they can't do by themselves. Or if they could, even offer your assistance. If we all got back into helping one another and we weren't doing this all day long,
It's
you know,
bad on the neck and the eyes anyway.
absolutely, it sure is. But there are certain businesses that have been around for 400 years because they've developed the relationship with their fellow business person, and they know that they can get the help that they need when they want without, well, it's going to cost you X, Y, and Z, and I got to fit you into my schedule, and excuses. If we can push the excuses to the side and get back to helping our fellow man and woman, the world will be a much better place.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a Santa's YouTube channel.
I sure do. It is Santa Papa John on YouTube. And I'm just excited because the other day I crossed over 110,000 views on my YouTube channel. But I'm working on my subscriptions, and if you want to go sign up, please, that would be awesome. But to get, I haven't gone viral or anything, and people go, well, how come you have so many views? If you put out one or two videos every single day, the views will start adding up. And
Yep.
in business, you hear people say, regardless of the outcome of what it is they're talking about, if you do something every single day, the outcome will come. You know,
Yes, it will. It's consistency.
consistency is the key factor on anything. And it's like running your show. You don't do it, well, I'll do it this Monday, and then, 2 weeks later, I'll do it that Monday. And no, you build up a name because you're consistent and you do it every single Monday. And that goes along with network marketing. You show up at a meeting, I didn't get anybody to buy anything, but I'll, uh oh,
Bless you.
oh, thank you. Sorry.
Can't have Santa getting a cold.
No, no, that's the interesting part is I take some wonderful vitamins and I take some immune boost. I've had one set of sniffles in 6 years. And
Nice.
all the kids that I deal with, I got another one working on here too. But hey, all of a sudden I lost my train of thought there. Oh, being consistent. If you show up at a network marketing meeting every Tuesday, every Wednesday, whenever the date is, people, there's three famous words in network marketing that we all want: know, like, and trust. You want to know the person, you want to like the person, and you want to trust the person, because then you'll buy from them.
Yep. And that starts with building relationships, putting the other
Absolutely.
person first.
Absolutely. What can I do for you? How can I
Absolutely.
help you? When you start doing that, your audience will grow, your customer base will grow, and all of a sudden the money in your pocket will grow. But if you have the attitude that, hey, Laura, you got to buy from me today because this is the deal of the day and I'm going to do the best thing that I can do for you, and you're going to go, this guy is a moron and I don't want to do this guy and I don't want to deal with him. Because we've all seen it, we've all been there, and we've all done that. To build the relationship up with someone leads to, for me, Laura has 10 or 15 or 20 people behind her that might have children that love the idea that Laura's going to say, I met this pretty cool Santa and you need to go meet him because he's got some really unique ideas to create some powerful memories for your family. Now,
Yep.
when someone does that to me and I do that for you and the next person, that's the most powerful, what's the word I'm looking for? Vote of confidence that you can give a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you hadn't seen, I do that on Sunday. I do a daily video, but on my video on Sunday, it is Support Your Friend's Small Business Sunday. Now, we all have friends that have a small business.
Yep.
And they're always, I need help, I need more of this, I need more of that. And we all have heard the stories, but how can you help them without spending one penny, $1, $10 bill? You like, you follow, and you share
Yep.
their posts, their website, because you might not know like what they're doing, but 20 people, 20 of your friends would go, hey, thanks for the introduction. That's pretty cool. I want to buy that, or I want to help that guy out. That's the power.
Yes, it is. We
So,
have a couple minutes left, Santa. So, what are your hopes for the future of your work as Santa Papa John?
what's the hope? Is to create more happiness, more joyfulness, and more caring in this world. And whether people buy my videos or they read my stories, I'm hoping that I'm going to give the people the opportunity to smile a little bit more. Think of if they're going through a bad time in their life, think of a better time. Maybe it'll give them the opportunity to go over that bridge to a better time in their life that they can be more proud of, more excited to share and be part of something. You know, we all get down, we all get things aren't going our way the best that they should be. Well, surround yourself with people that are happy and joyful and positive. And if you're in business, you surround yourself with people that know more about things than you. And you'll hear every millionaire say that.
Yep.
I hired this person because he knows more about this than me. I hired that person because they're better at doing this than me. Don't be scared to say to yourself, I don't know the answer. Ask someone who does. Figure out why they know it more than you do and hire them. Become their friend. Don't take advantage of them,
No.
but how can you utilize someone else so that you both benefit? That's the key to a great business relationship right there.
Absolutely. Those are wise words from Santa himself. And Santa Papa John, I want to thank you so much for taking the time and sharing all this with us.
Well, thank you very much. This has been a wonderful conversation. I hope your audience sees the value that you're bringing to them. And if they got a giggle out of me, well, that's a brownie point for you. And if they listen to my stories, well, that's a brownie point for me. You know, if we can learn to help each other, promote each other, everybody's going to win eventually,
Yep.
you know, and share a smile. And what I say in my daily message every day that everybody in this world needs to do. You see a veteran, thank him for their service. See a senior, say hello to a senior. Maybe a senior hasn't talked to anybody in 4 or 5 days, and they saying hello to them, may I open a door for you, might be the start of the best conversation that you've ever had in your life.
Yeah. And it only
Don't
takes a minute to do it, not even that.
Right. Don't kick them to the curb because they're not someone that you normally associate with. Give a senior a chance and definitely give our veterans thank you for their service every
Yes.
time you see one.
And thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, it like you said, it only takes a minute. And deep inside, I know we're all still kids at heart. And I think you help bring that out because I know you, like you said, you can do stories for anybody of all ages. So it's good
And
to
I
be
do
a kid at
happy
heart.
birthday videos too. You know, like I said that earlier on.
Yep.
And those can be
Absolutely.
done world around and they can be done for people of all ages.
Yep. Thank you very much for joining us. We are out of time, but I want to thank you so much for bringing those messages and all those nuggets to the audience. And like I said, I know together we can do more. And I look forward to seeing your Santa approved and everything grow.
Well, thank you very much. This has been a wonderful conversation. And we even got to do a little bit of giggling and laughing ourselves. And I hope your valued audiences see the the value that you're bringing to them, and hopefully they got a little giggle out of me, and maybe I created a little bit of a memory that maybe they'll check me out and check you out, and hopefully they'll give us a like and a share.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you. And everybody have a wonderful week. We will see you next time on Mindful Mondays with Laura Cross.